Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Sorry about the time change. Had to do a little time change because of craziness of work and travel. But hey, we're gonna get this in and do a little tournament update, man. Fish have been flying in. I've been getting a lot of messages that people are catching fish, and I have been getting some fish turned in. We'll take a look at those tonight here in a little bit as people start to populate in. But we're 10 days in, and the first period ends on the 21st of July. So if you're going to get your fish in, you got 11 days. So we're halfway through this, right? So the first period. Remember, you got to turn in three bass. You got to turn in three bass to get to the second period of fishing. Hey, Kenneth Newstead, thanks for stopping in. Got some fish turned in. Brian Green, I know you were fishing today. So I've been working today, and don't get me wrong, Brian works hard too, but he went fishing today. And while I'm working in meetings, I have freaking senators and congressmen in my don't get that. But I'm looking at my phone, and here's Brian sending me text messages of big fish he's catching. So traveling and garden with DJ. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Russell, you got some fish in. And Russell Gardner, I think you got some fish in. And Chris McGowan has got some fish in. James, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Hello. Backlash Fisherman, appreciate you coming in here. Big Bait Posse, the smallmouth monster killer right there. John, Smallwater Charters. Freaking him and Lindy has been killing it if you haven't been catching up on YouTube. They have been killing it on Donkey Land. Now, John hasn't turned any fish, or Lindy hasn't turned any fish in, but I know they've been catching them. So, because about every other short that pops up on my phone is a fish that John is catching down on Donkey Land. So, thanks everybody for stopping in. We'll throw up the spreadsheet here in just a minute. So, I know John was on, but I just put out a new video, my new episode 15 minutes ago. If you don't mind, go by and take a view of this after the live. It's only 8 minutes. And Chris McGowan's on your favorite lake, buddy. And I catch a couple toads. Hey, Michigan Fisherman. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, you got to measure three. Brian, you got to measure three on a board. And I know you got a board because I've seen you compete before. No, you cannot call in the first round. Once you turn in your fish, you're set. Now, in the second period, you can call as many times as you want. You can't call in the first round. Good question, Backlash. And by the way, Nicole, I'm sure she'll pop in here in just a minute. Nicole Abrams, there she is. Matter of fact, she just popped in. Nicole's like, do they have to exactly be 1 inch apart? No, they have to be at least 1 inch difference in your fish. You can have 2 inches. You can have 1.25, whatever you want. And Nicole turned in some studs today. So I'll throw it up here in just a minute. Yeah, Brian, you don't want to throw in those donks that you've shown me today. That's the wrong fish to throw in this early in the game. Hey, Russell, yeah, I'm sure. You're getting into that spell where that heat setting in Indiana. It's getting tough. Yeah. I'm not going to feel sorry for you, John, or you, Brian, for catching big fish when you're trying to catch medium fish. That's just, you shouldn't do that. I mean, there should be a law against that. If you're catching big fish, I don't care if you're in a tournament or not. It's a good thing. So here, let me get the. It's been about 5 minutes. Well, Backlash, that's the thing. That's why we. So I don't want to make this tournament too. I make it 6 weeks because we break it up in 2 periods. I don't want to make it so tough that you have to rush and do 3 fish, but you want to get some nice fish, because the real hard part of this, and everyone that's fished this before, John has said it last week, is, man, he had a great. I think John had like a 8, 19, 20, and 21 last year for the first round, but he couldn't get a 22 and 23. right? The hard part's the big bass. And a lot of times you'll catch those big bass in the first period and then finally get the ones that you need, that's 18, 19, 20, 15, 16, 17, whatever. But if you get too big, you can't get the final two. So that's the strategy part of this tournament. So if I sent you 2 emails, Brian, use whatever you want. I've got this down to the side. I have 700 people in this tournament. So if you send me an email now, it links into my spreadsheet. So it'll link to both codes. It don't matter which one you use. So, yeah, John said he got the 22, didn't get the 23 until 2 days after the tournament. Traveling and Garden with DJ. Hey, just linked up with the Michigan Fisherman. I appreciate it. Brian's got good stuff over there. So if you haven't, so all these guys, small water charters, big bait posse, you gotta go hook on their YouTube channels. Lots of good content out there. And there is the big bass fisherman right there. That's all we could catch this past week was fish over 4 pounds. I don't feel sorry for you. I got 2 6-pounders in the last week, which is in that video that I just put out. So please go ahead and check it out when this is over. But that's an accomplishment here in Virginia. But I think John said you guys caught like 7 or 8 that were 4 pounds in 4 hours. That's amazing. That's amazing. You went to your big bass pond yesterday, purple giant, no trespass. I hear you. All right, let me throw up the spreadsheet for the first time. I'll do it one more time here in just a few minutes. I know people filter in and out of these lives, but I want to make sure I get show what we have here. So real quick, like not a ton of fish turned in, but we've got quite a few. And share screen. Window. Boom. There we go. Nicole Abrams is sitting on top. Now, I don't have the sizes in order, but the total is there in the middle. Let me highlight the total. She's sitting in at 57.5, which is a really nice start. And then, Kenneth, you're right there at 57.25. And thanks, Kenneth, for throwing that the picture that I put in live. He's holding up that big bass, and he's got the Omnia fishing shirt on. I'm like, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can support the sponsor and make sure one of the guys that's been catching fish is on there. So thanks for that photo. But that's where we're at right now. And if you think I've got a length wrong, Nicole, I was looking at this one right here, your 20.25. I got to go back and look at it one more time because the numbers were covered up, but I'll get it right. But if I'm missing fish, now's the time to tell me. Or if you think I've got a length wrong, I will go back and double check. So right now, Nicole is leading with 57.5. That's a good start, Nicole. That's a real good start. Oh, Kenneth said he got all the Omnia stuff from the big bass win. Hey, what happens? You win some money from Omnia and get some Omnia stuff, right? But hey, you should be wearing a shirt most of the time, right? I don't care what it says most of the time, but I'm going to wear a shirt. Okay. Nicole's saying I had to look at it 4 times, and 19 and 20 are the same, 0.25. Okay, so I got it right too. What you're telling me. Yeah, Russell, she came out strong. Again, you know, the first part, I looked last year. Last year we had just over 80 people. I think it was 84 people make it to the second round. 84 anglers made it to the second round. We only had 13 finish completely. So again, the hard part, because you go too fast, too big in the first part. The hard part is the second side of that. So yes, Kenneth, I'll get you a Shane Flint hat. Matter of fact, guys, you'll see it coming out soon. I'll just talk about it now. I've got Shane Flint hats, and also, if I get it right here, Shane Flint Outdoors shirts And on the sleeve, it says, if I get it right here, compete for free. So these are Sun shirts. I'm going to get these loaded up where you guys can purchase them. Going to do PayPal. I'm going to make it easy. Just send me an email with a PayPal. I'll send you an email with a PayPal link, and you just pay it, and I'll send it to you. And yeah, Small Water Charters. It's got some swag too. Go over to their store. I'm not going to put up a store. We'll just push it to the live. If you want one, again, I'll get a PayPal link. Probably next live I'll have that. If you want a shirt or hat, I'll have it set up where you get it. I'm $30, $20 for a hat, $30 for a shirt. I'm not trying to make any money off of it. Just trying to spread the brand out. So, Chris McGowan said he's going low this year. Well, you can make it up on the back end. By the way, folks, something to think about. If you do go low, like Chris talked about, you don't have to be 1 inch exactly bigger than you do have to be 1 inch bigger on your fourth and fifth fish. But if you can go 2 or 3 inches. So if you bid a 17, 18, 19 and turn in a 23 and a half and a 24 and a half, that's fine too. You can make it up on the backside. So I'm just looking here, making sure I don't miss anything. Russell said he got 4 inches of rain last night. Wow. I can't think of the guy's name. Rob Martinez sent me a picture. And matter of fact, I will use this next week's live advertisement. I'll use his picture. He caught 1 fish when he went out the other day. And he's holding it up, and he's got a Shane Flynn Outdoors hat on. And he goes, I think it was the hat. I said, I don't think it's the hat, buddy. I think you're not holding your mouth right if you're not catching bass. I'm just looking here. The 2, we got pounded with rain too. Freeways flooded, barely made it home from work. Wow. We need rain here in Virginia. Oh, Brian, that stinks. You had to go all the way back to the house. I guess you're at Lunga for your 35 minutes. That does suck. I keep everything in my boat. I don't take crap out of my boat pretty much when I'm fishing a lot. I don't have to worry about where I live at. I'm off the roads, and if you're back in my neighborhood, you either live here or you're delivering something. And my boat's in the back of the yard, but I just leave everything in there because I get frustrated as heck if I forgot to put a tackle box in or forgot a rod or reel. I just leave like the bump board, all the key things in my boat. Yeah, I got you, Brian. You're yakking. He's yakking, so he has to go out there. And so Brian lives. So we're so fortunate right here in Virginia where I live, and I know I'm probably repeating myself, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reservoirs within about a 30-minute radius, maybe 40-minute radius that we can fish at from where we live. Brian lives like 10, 15 minutes from Mooney. I live 10 minutes from Able. I live 15 minutes from where he was at today. So we got good central location to a lot of lakes, but still, when you get to the lake and driving back, it sucks. That really stinks. John says, forgot my whole bag. Yeah, because John doesn't use a pedal. John and Linda on their boat, they don't have a foot pedal for the trolling motor. They do it all by remote. And you're lucky. You are lucky, John, that Linda had that. So, speaking of boats, I was out on the lake last week, and I had been kicking around buying a bass boat. Yeah, Chris McGowan says we're all neighbors because he lives right over here too. I've been kicking around buying a bass boat and spending way too much money. But I've talked myself out of it because, like I said, I got all these great reservoirs here in Virginia, and just about everything in Virginia, with the exception of the Potomac River, Lake Ann, and a couple other big lakes in Virginia, just a couple. is electric only. And even in Maryland, it's primary electric only. In West Virginia, it's electric only for most of the reservoirs. So I haven't finalized what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to buy a 20-foot. I'm going to buy/build, and I'm going to have it customized build an 18 to 20-foot electric only bass boat. I got mine's 1660 now, but I didn't do much. The customization I did is something I did. I'm going to have like Trick 10's boat here in Virginia. I mean, deck it out. And I'm going to go from there. I'd rather spend the money on a boat that I'm going to fish with every day versus one I'm going to fish with once or twice a month. Nicole, the Potomac is great. It is, but it's tough to get to. And I'm going to put a 20 horsepower. I'm planning on putting a 20 horsepower electric. I have a 6 horsepower or 3 horsepower electric on my boat now. I'm going to put a 20 horsepower electric. I'm going to bump it up because I want to go to the res. You need a 9.9. That's the other place you can use gas. But I'm going to go to a 20 horsepower electric, and that'll give me enough speed. You know, I know I'm not going to go 70 in a bass boat like I could in a bass boat, but $80,000. I'm thinking I'm going to spend 25, 28, something like that to get this decked out the way I want it. I fish it every day. 80,000. Fish it once or twice a month because I can't run out for 3 or 4 hours to my local lakes. I'm going to use the common sense clause on that. Oh, you're going to Toho, Nicole? That's a good lake. If Gary from Gary's Fish Tales, he went out there. He did pretty well out there. I got about 2 or 3 months ago. And it's a heavy grass lake, by the way. Yeah, Brian Green says my bass boat sits, and I know Brian's got a big bass boat, but he fishes out of the Jack all the time. You're going to ICAST, Nicole? That's cool. I was just watching some videos from ICAST. I was thinking about going this year. Actually, I was supposed to be in Hawaii this week for work, but I didn't go. It got canceled. I think I'm going to go next year. As a YouTuber, I can get in free as media. So I'm really thinking about going to ICAST next year. John says he's fished Toho. I know it's a good lake. John says he goes to all lakes in the chain. We launch at Kissimmee and go up. Yeah, Kissimmee's pretty close to you, John. Kenneth said, my Ranger's sitting in the backyard. I'd have feeling I would have an $80,000 lawn ornament if I bought a bass boat. I really do. And Russell says, sounds like you're building the Tesla bass boat. I am. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to spare some expense, but I'm going to go all out on it. I want something. So I was fishing with Marty from Marty Fish Tales. He pops in here quite a bit. And I was like, 16 foot, 60 inches wide, fine for just me. But I want to bring more people on the boat. Russell's been on my boat. Me and Russell fish together. Go back and look on my YouTube channel. And Russell is a short guy. No, he's not. He's like 6'8". Well, tall you are, Russell, but you're tall. And I mean, I just like to have more room and a bigger deck to have where I can get 2 anglers comfortable up on the front deck when I'm filming. So that's what I'm really going to. Russell, I'm curious. I know you're way over 6 foot. You got to be 6'4". So Nicole says, just fishing the ICAST qualifier. Okay. That is freaking awesome, man. Good luck, Nicole. I hope you kill it. I mean, you do. You've done real well in my tournaments, and I know you've done real well in some other tournaments. So I hope you really get out there and kill and do well. That'd be awesome to go to Mexico and fish. Sold my Ranger, went to an 18-foot bass tracker. Yeah, that works too. Nicole, question to you. Are you affiliated with Cast King? Met a lady today at a live today from Harris Chain. Their name was Nikki. Russell says he's 6'3". I knew you were over 6 foot. I thought it was about 6'4". So Nicole, you're saying you're the first time I'm angler of boat, meaning you're the lead on the boat? Kind of. And John is, yeah, that was a question. And the lady John was talking to was, okay, yes, lead. John saying the lady he was talking to was Nikki, and she's fishing in the tournament, I'm guessing. Cole, you don't have nothing to worry about. You get up there and run that trolling motor and take charge. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You know how to fish, right? And you know, I'm going to say this, and I may be mansplaining this, and my wife would say, but I have this in my brain when I do fish tournaments, and I fish a few. Tournaments to me are a math problem. You want to get to your fine bass, get as much time above them, and as many casts in the bait bomb as much as possible. So you want to cast your arm off, find the fish, move when you need to move. Got to make some intelligent moves, right? But it's not rocket science. It is just believing in yourself, getting on the fish, and casting, right? Okay, you're saying you know how to run a boat. It's just the first time in a tournament. I got you. You've only got 4 hours to get 3 fish? Okay. That's doable. That's doable. Yes, Michigan fisherman. Number of casts is king. I'm telling you. You can, you know, pros talk about this all the time, but and I'll just be honest with you. When I get into tournament mode, and this is why I don't like to fish, I'm fixing to throw the spreadsheet up one more time if people are wondering. When I get in tournament mode, I'll be honest with everybody, I'm an ass because I'm like, it's time to catch fish, right? When I'm just out fun fishing, making videos, I don't do that. But when it's tournament mode, I get locked in and I'm just cast, right? I don't eat. I'll minimal drink, right? I'm up on that deck going. And, you know, when we're running from spot to spot is when I'm resting. And I'm like that until I show up to weigh in. So, Michigan fisherman. The other day I was struggling for 3 hours, caught nothing, wasn't casting enough, just started drifting and casting like crazy. That's it. Just cast your arm off. Because I have got dehydrated. That's why about the only thing I do is drink. So. John says, I don't want every fish. I just want everyone that wants to buy. Well, no shit, John. Leave it to you. That's a good point, though. All right, folks, let me throw up the spreadsheet one more time for people that just came in. Again, we're just in 10 days in. You got plenty of time to turn your fish. You got to have them turned in by the 21st. And if you fished this tournament before, you know I send out a new. Okay, I don't send out a new code. I'm going to send you out a new letter. You keep the numbers the same. You change the letter. That's why I can tell if you caught your fish after the 21st. So let me throw this up again. Present. All right, here we go. Cole Abrams is in first, 57.5. Let me highlight that column. Kenneth is killing it. David Weddle's got some good fish in there. Russell, you're in a good spot. You need some 20s for that total, though. And I know you can catch them here in this area. And then Ted's got a few. I mean, Russell Gardner, I know you're in here. I only got one for you at 19.25. If I missed one, let me know. And Chris, I just seen yours this afternoon. So everybody's in a good spot right now. So if you're concerned, don't be concerned. Just get your fish turned in. I think the goal is you got to get to the second period, right? And then get out there and start trying to slam them. Yeah, Brian, don't get caught up on that. That's what I try to tell everybody. Get the fish, and if you think they're too small, keep fishing and wait till the end to turn them in. I encourage everyone to do that. You don't have to turn anything in until the 21st. So if you're trying to get 18, 19, 20s or 17, 18, 19, whatever the number is, try to get it, but measure everything and get to the second period. The kicker is getting to that second period. John says, I'm going 18, 19, 20, just saying. And you did last year. You already got them. All right. Grandkids are struggling. Russell, I got you. I got you, brother. I hope they get something. Russell, if you're going to think it's going to be not hot in July in this area, you're sadly mistaken, my friend. You know better. You've lived here your whole life. It's going to be hot. Chris says he's got the bass boat bug from a guy on Murray last week. 21-foot Falcon decked out. Going to stick with the plastic boat for the same range you mentioned. Yeah, it's just not a lot. It's just too hard. It's not hard. It's just hard to justify spending. That's a $100,000 bass boat. It's hard to justify spending $100,000 on a bass boat you're going to use max 15 times a year, where you can have an electric rig if you deck it out right. For, like I said, I may spend $30,000 on it because I'm just gonna go with it. But I'll fish I fish 2 or 3 days a week because I got so much water I can fish with my electric on the boat. So, hey Nathan, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Talking about another guy that's been on my boat. Nathan's fished with me. But yeah, it's. I think we all struggle with this. And if I lived in Florida, where John and Lindy is at, or Alabama, where I had big water, no doubt I'd be running in a 21-foot something, doing 75 miles an hour, screaming as I'm going across the lake. I mean, I would, but I just don't have that same opportunity here in Virginia, in this area, within 300 miles. I've only got 3 bodies of water that I could run a big bass boat on. I hear you, brother. John's going to recarpet his boat. John did something smart, by the way. If you're going to, and I'm going to do this in a boat that I'm building, John put padding under his carpet. So it is, when you're fishing on John's boat, he's got nice cushion. You're not going to feel wore out when you get done fishing at the end of the day. That's really nice, John. I hope you're going to redo that. So, so many fish have landed in it. Hey, I landed a few in there. All right, folks, we will be back at 8:30 next week. Unless you think 9, if you guys think 9 is a better time, I might move it to 9, but I've already sent out the email to everyone about 8:30. I'm planning on being back at 8:30. I'm not going to be traveling next week. So 8:30 live next week. Again, if you could go over and check the episode I threw out. It's really focused on one technique for summer that really, really works. And I'm sure all of you will look at it and go, well, no shit, Shane. I catch fish on that all the time. But I wanted to get something out talking about that technique. So good luck, everybody. You still got plenty of time. Get those fish in when you can, and we will talk to you next week. See ya.